Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever asked yourself why some countries, they don't have investors and some, they're having more investors? I know some people always ask themselves, what is the benefit of having an investor in a certain country? An investor is someone who decides to come out and, of course, maybe might decide to start a business, industry, or any kind of company. One thing, if an investor is coming into the country, number one, we always have employment opportunities. Number two, the government always generate revenue from the business that this investor will come out and set in our country. But we have a big problem in this country that when we look at even how we always receive our investors, it is showing us a kind of sadness. Because today, I was just listening to a certain conversation at KTN News. These people are so shocked with the kind of taxation or maybe a demand for an investor to have licenses. They are claiming that to come and invest in the country, Kenya, you will always be asked about license. And remember, it is not one license. There are several licenses that you're needed to have so that at least you can have your investment in the country. I don't know how the investors are experiencing this, but I want you to listen to this guy.
But if in fact I find it difficult to run my business here, what do? I go and run it in a place. I was talking to a person involved in the coffee industry yesterday or the day before, and he said, look, I have to get a license to grow coffee in Kenya. What the hell? You people are stupid. I've got some land, okay? I've got 400 acres, okay? What I do with my land is up to me. It's not up to the government. I don't need a license. And that's why the coffee industry in Uganda is growing. He said 9% this year. It's growing at 9%. Uganda is the 5th largest coffee exporter in the world. We are number 19. 42,000 tons in Kenya, 288,000 in Uganda, and it's just behind Ethiopia. So the situation, okay, is we, with all this regulation that's coming in and, lack of understanding on the part of the people in government, we are making Kenya a poorer nation, because Uganda's going to overtake us, Tanzania's going to overtake us. Why? Because you got freedom there. Here, where's your license?
Dead hand of bureaucracy.
And I know a man who's repairing his fence. Nairobi County came along and said, oh, you don't have a license for this. It was the gardener doing this. They put him in jail. Now, the owner of the house was a lawyer, a very clever young man, okay? But anyway, he went and he said, look, here's the license. Immediately, those people changed the charge. This fellow was doing something else. So, this thing of licenses, where's your license? The police, they're just robbing people, getting, thank goodness, the port of Mombasa is an incredibly efficient place. You can get a ship turning around in 2 days. And in Dar es Salaam, you've got ships waiting in a queue. But when Dar es Salaam, they've got the Dubai coming in, and they're going to change that port, we're going to have serious competition. But, so the point here is people in government, everyone in Kenya's got to say, look, we as Kenyans have to compete against Tanzania, against Uganda, against, not in a vicious kind of way, okay? a Kenyan from Uganda won the London Marathon, a couple of years ago, okay? So, but the situation is we've got to have this sense of responsibility. And I know myself, sometimes you've got to discipline yourself in order to pay your debts on time. But it's essential. If we want a thriving business environment in Kenya, the government must pay its debts on time. If VAT is refundable, it's got to be refunded. Otherwise, you're harming industry.
My take is somebody.
But how? What is reality before I come to you, Prof?
That's why I wanted to put to reality.
The refundable of this.
That is why you will see investors running out of the country because of certain policies, taxations, and licenses. It is not bad an investor to come and be required with a license. But the question is, we are being told, with the reason that you have seen from the argument of the man that you have listened to, you want to have a tea plantation. And this investor is well known, and his understanding is well known. He is capable of planting tea. And one thing that is required to do is to have a license. Number two, taxes is there. And it's so heavy. Remember, it is not one. There are several taxes there. We have VAT, we have levy, all those kind of taxes all over. But now, are we losing as a country? Because something that worries me, I've heard William Ruto talking about employment opportunities abroad. Can you attract investors? Attract the investors. Let them come out, invest in the country. Let them invest in the country. The more the investors, the more employment opportunities. Because today you will not tell me if someone who is looking forward to start a cement industry will work alone with his family. Atataka wenye wanafanya kazi pale. And because this industry might be there for a long period of time, some of Kenyans will be employed permanently and some will have contracts. But even if I don't know, is this, we are losing employment opportunities because bigger percentage of investors are running. They don't want any story about our country. They don't. They're going to invest in Tanzania. They want to go to Uganda. Because Uganda, kuna investor atataka kwenda kuinvest huko maybe banana plantation ama tea plantation. But you'll find hatahitajika na vitu mingi. As long as he's trusted, he's generating revenue to the government, hakuna problem. But our country utahitajika hata na license 16. Taxes wanataka utoe kama kadhaa. The investor came in to start a business, to create employment, taxes pia inatoka pale. Already, hizo licenses sijui nini, already memaliza pesa zake. Because remember, kuna certain kind of investments, taxes zao ikuangi chini. There are certain investments yenye taxes zao, ama kutafuta tu hiyo license peke yake, is worth 1 million, 2 million, 4 million. It is not easy. Leave alone these businesses yenye munatoa sijui 1,000 sijui 200. There are certain investments yenye inataka huge amount of money. And my fear is that as these investors are working out due to punitive policies of Kenya Kwanza government, it is so shoddy that they cannot sit down, relax, and do business with these individuals. So what we know, and what I know, in simple terms, we are losing job opportunities because of such kind of walkouts. Can you tell me today, how many people wamefunga kazi? Did you saw the company of Buzeki was closed, temporarily closed? We had several individuals closing their companies. Mumias ifanyi kazi vizuri sana, ndio hiyo problem iko. So places we could have secured more job opportunities, you find that we have big problem. No one is taking care of about those. The policies are so punitive. At the same time, the president himself is telling you that we have solutions, and solutions is to export labor abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video.